Knock on the door? Hold on a second, guys. Hold on, Okay. I gotta check. Okay, it's live now. Alright, cool. Okay, so I turned the volume down on the Xbox. That way I'm not hearing myself talk, because that's just messed up. Anyway, so we're going to be playing single player today. We're going to be playing my sorceress, and her name is Saphire. And excuse me. And now I guarantee you all want to know why I have a toboggan hat and a nasal. What do you call them? I forget what you're called. But anyway, the reason why is because I've had a cold, and I really wanted to go trick or treating today with the kids, but yesterday I wound up getting a head cold, and instead of getting out and making it worse, I decided to stay indoors, stay home, and try to get better rather than worse. So we're going to go ahead and play single player today. And the reason why I said we're going to play single player today and not multiplayer is because multiplayer right now is under maintenance. I'm assuming all day, and they actually, I guess they're actually having a live stream for it too. Believe it or not, they actually have that caption on the battle app. And so the best thing to do right now is to just, play single player and make content for everybody. I haven't done it in at least a couple, 2-3 days. Feeling a little bit better, not too much better, but enough to read today. And hopefully not have to blow my nose every hour or so. Because then I'd have to cut off the audio until I'm done blowing my nose and all that.
Not enough money.
So anyway, how's everybody's day going? Like, that's what I want to know. How's everybody's day going? Mine's going okay, I guess. Just like I have a head cold, but as a matter of fact, here in a little bit, I'm about to contact my wife. Unless she's watching right now, then and let her know that Aiden and their parents came over. They came over and wanted to go. Aiden wanted to go trick or treating with Lucas and JJ, and which is our two oldest boys that can trick or treat. And Braden is the youngest. He's 15 months, and he's the sharpest attack. He's smart for his age. But yeah, other than that, yeah, they stopped by, wanted to know if the kids already left for trick or treating. I guess they saw my getup and figured I had a head cold, so it is what it is. I'm hoping I didn't scare him off. But this is what happens every year for me. This happens every year, which is me getting a head cold around the fall time. That's when, and here in Ohio, that's where the pollen is the worst in the air. It comes from all the leaves that are falling from the trees and all the plants and how cool and windy it is. Here in Ohio, it gets really pollinated in the fall season, and that's where my allergies are the worst because all the pollen's in the air and all that. But when it comes to winter season, that's when sore throat kicks in and whatnot. So anyway, right now it's okay. It's not cold, but it's all right. I can open the door for a brief moment and answer the door if I have to. I wouldn't feel the cold air, but other than that, yeah. Anyway, we're starting off with the fire sword on the sorceress here. The reason why is because it's by far the easiest to build. You can get a early on rune word called I gotta think what it's called now. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what it's called off the top of my head, but it consists of 2 runes, Tur and Ral, in that order. I believe it's Leaf. It's Leaf. I mentioned it already. So yeah, the rune word Leaf, which makes no sense to me because it gives plus to fire skills, and it's called Leaf. It makes no sense. But I mean, it is what it is, and so on and so forth. Then once we get, I'd say around level 36 to level 40, then start considering going into cold damage. I might even just wait for that because, just wait to get to hell difficulty because, at that point I should be level like 60, and then the cold damage is really going to be higher. So it all depends. I might change my mind and go cold and nightmare difficulty instead of hell difficulty, but it is what it is. If you're not familiar with Diablo 2 Resurrected or Diablo 2 in general, basically what it is you have a choice of 7 characters. You can make 7 different characters, including the sorceress that I'm playing now, and you go around and you defeat demons and you help an angel named Tyrael. Okay, Tyrael is the only angel that is willing to help humanity in this game. The other angels are forbidden to in the game, on the game series, I should say, are forbidden to even interact with the human world. But Tyrael's the only one that's like, hey, somebody from the heavens has got to help the humans defeat these demons and the lords of evil. Okay, and that's what this game's all about. Is it a fun game? Yes, it's a fun game. Is it addicting? It depends on your taste in video games, and if you're a very big Diablo fan, Diablo 2 is the best game they have out so far for right now. Until they come out with Diablo 4, then that might change. But as of right now, you have the character choices are going back to the character choices is a sorceress, which is what I'm playing now. You have an assassin. You have a druid, a barbarian, a necromancer, an Amazon, and a paladin. Now, my two favorite that I've ever played is a paladin. A paladin is one, and an assassin. Those are my 2 favorites. The only reason why I'm playing a sorceress is because they're the only characters that can teleport in the game without having an item, and that will allow you to move freely, quickly through the game, and to magic fight faster, to beat bosses faster, collect items a lot faster. Unless you have an item set called Enigma, which is going to be hard. Going to be hard to get because you need a Jaw and Burr Ruins. So, in the order of Jaw and Burr. Now, Jaw and Burr Ruins are very high tier ruins. The only way you're going to get them is either you find them yourself, you craft on up to a Jaw and a Burr, which I don't recommend doing that unless you're going to start farming Call Countess, and you start with a medium ruin and work your way up that way. Don't do what I did. What I do, I normally start ruins at low tier and work my way up to, as far up as I get into difficulty. The reason why is because I like to make rune words along the way, such as insight, leaf, stealth. Which insight is a 4-socketed polearm. Those ruins you need a round, turn, tower, and sword in that order. I said sword. I don't know why I said sword. Soul. And what that will do is mainly it just gives you the meditation aura. That's what you're wanting for your mercenary. That way you can have as much mana regeneration as humanly possible. Now you could go all out. You could go insight. Then make a lore, or not lore, Nader first, which is a Nephinator, which also gives you mana regen. You can make a stealth, which gives you faster cast rating, or FCR. Once you would have that FCR, you would also get mana regen, and I think it's like 30% poison resistance, and a bunch of other stuff. Excuse me. You can obviously tell I'm congested because my nose is being the way it is. But that's beside the point. Once you have all these items for your character, for say a sorceress or any kind of casting character, which would be a sorceress, a Hammerton Paladin, a elemental druid. Well, every character needs mana. A necromancer, but those are the most used characters for mana and mana regen and all that FCR stuff. The physical between okay, let's go element. Okay, elements are ice, fire, and lightning, magic, and those are your elemental damage herbs. Okay, now magic is probably the most powerful because it's all the elements in the one element. Okay, so like for example, if you're facing a enemy that is lightning resistant and you're magic, okay, so the percentage of your lightning from your magic damage would be reduced, and the rest would be not amplified, but be able to damage them. Okay, but if you have an enemy that is magic resistant, then they're going to be immune to everything. They're going to be resistant to every damage that you could possibly think of. I'm not even sure at that point if shock would help or not, but oh wait, that's 34. Yeah, I mean that's that. Then you have fire, which is an element that I'm using for the sorceress right now. The only two characters that I'm aware of that have elemental damage of fire, ice, and lightning that are castable abilities are sorceress and druid. Now, a paladin has these elements, but they are not castable. Unless, you're going to go for Holy Bolt or something like that, which only damages the undead enemies, like skeletons, zombies, stuff like that. Okay. Now, if you're going to go for one of my favorite paladins is the Oradin, you could go for either Holy Shock, Holy Freeze, or Holy Fire. Those elements pretty much explain themselves. Holy Fire is fire damage. It's by far the weakest element for a Oradin or a Paladin early game, but it is the most effective for normal. Now, for like, I would say Nightmare difficulty, you're going to want to run Holy Shock. That's by far the most damage. Unless you're going to be a Zealer along with that aura build, then I would rather suggest that you build Holy Freeze with your Zealer or Smiter, so that you can, slow your enemies down while you're, Zealing or smiting the enemies. The difference between a Zealer and a Smiter is that a Zealer can hit multiple targets per cast, where a Smiter only hits a single target, but can stun the enemy, which is perfect for bosses or even Ubers if you look at Uber. If you don't know what Ubering is, I will cover that in the next stream, okay? Or at least, maybe later on, if it goes for, long enough. Now, let's go with the Paladin's for a Hammerden, okay? Hammerden is magical damage. By far the strongest character in the game. A lot of people prefer the Hammerden over anything else to magic find with. They're easy to build. They require the least amount of ruin words. Their damage output is awesome. It can range from 8k at maximum level to about 24k. It depends on your build, how much skills you have, plus skills, what you've maxed out, and a whole bunch of shenanigans of that sort. The most useful for the most useful build for a Paladin. But for going back to the Oradin build, now for health difficulty, you're going to want to run a aura called Conviction. And you're going to want to, at that point, you're going to want to focus on getting a lot of ruin words that give you auras. If not starting in Nightmare difficulty. Which I would recommend that you start building ruin words for your Oradin at Nightmare difficulty late game.